是在警告我等吗？
既然非想把我卷入事件之中，那便要拿出足够的诚意。近30万仙玉，应是勉强够突破修为了。
你是何人？敢阻万代之事？找死！
Renegade Immortal, Episode 135. Wang Lin advanced to the mid-stage Ascendant realm, severely injuring the Ran clan ancestor with a single strike. Members of the Huan clan invaded Ran Yun planet but were instantly killed by Wang Lin in a single move. Wang Lin consumed 300,000 immortal jades and entered seclusion to break through to mid-stage Ascendant. As countless immortal jades exploded in succession, a storm of immortal energy rapidly formed and swept across heaven and earth. This terrifying fluctuation of immortal energy was clearly sensed by the 3 Ascendant cultivators on Ran Yun planet. All 3 were alarmed, speculating that Wang Lin was about to reach mid-stage Ascendant. At the center of the storm, Wang Lin formed a hand seal and shouted, "Absorb." Drawing upon the power of the Yellow Springs Tao, he devoured the raging immortal energy storm like a whale swallowing the sea. The immense immortal energy surged wildly into his meridians and was completely devoured by his primordial spirit. His cultivation stepped into half-step mid-stage Ascendant, only lacking Tao intent comprehension to fully break through. This display of power was Wang Lin's way of striking the mountain to frighten the tiger. The Ran clan ancestor immediately moved to test him, arriving in an instant through teleportation. He unleashed his innate divine ability Palm Thunder to attack Wang Lin, but it was casually crushed by the immortal guard puppet behind Wang Lin. With just one move, the Ran clan ancestor was severely wounded. Seeing this, the other 2 Ascendant ancestors were utterly terrified, fear rising in their hearts. Wang Lin spoke bluntly. He demanded that the Ran clan hand over 90% of their immortal jades in exchange for his protection. At the same time, he required the Sun clan ancestor and Zhao clan ancestor to hand over 70% and 90% of their immortal jades, respectively. He also demanded all relics of the Huan clan members from 4 years ago. He made it clear if the immortal jades could not satisfy his cultivation needs, he would not intervene in the trouble they had caused. Under the threat of annihilation by the Huan clan, the 3 ancestors had no choice but to agree, handing over the agreed immortal jades and relics. Wang Lin stated that if the Huan clan came, he would handle it himself and told them not to disturb him. With that, he turned and left. Afterward, Wang Lin examined the relics of the Huan clan and discovered a jade slip. From it, he learned that xianxia planet contained a metal element mineral vein. This greatly excited him. He knew clearly that such a rare vein would inevitably attract frenzied competition. The previous holder of the jade slip had been hunted down and severely injured, fleeing to Ran Yun planet because of it. It was obvious that the 3 Ran clan ancestors had never seen this jade slip otherwise. They would never have allowed him to get involved. More importantly, Wang Lin's heaven-defying bead was only missing the metal element to reach completion. He believed that an entire mineral vein would be enough to achieve this. Once complete, it could recognize him as its master. He was filled with anticipation for the divine abilities it would grant. At the same time, he made a firm decision: anyone who tried to seize the vein would be killed without mercy. To locate xianxia planet, Wang Lin requested a star map jade slip of the all-heaven star domain from Sun Shi. After studying it, he discovered that xianxia planet was extremely far from Ran Yun planet, requiring at least several months for a round trip. He prepared to set out, but just as he was about to leave the astral wind layer of Ran Yun planet, the Ran clan ancestor Xiaoyao San Ren and Sun Shi came to stop him. Having just handed over most of their wealth less than half a month ago, they naturally became suspicious seeing him leave. Wang Lin explained that he would return within a year at most. If not for the immortal jades, he wouldn't even bother explaining. At that moment, they all sensed a powerful aura approaching from outside the planet. Huandong arrived riding a star compass. He was a second-rank clan guard of the Huan clan from the Thousand Illusions main star, sent under the young lady's orders to handle matters. His intention: kill everyone involved. His arrival was domineering his divine sense and immortal energy spread out, causing many low-level cultivators on Ran Yun planet to cough blood. The 3 ancestors turned pale upon hearing the words Huan clan, fear evident on their faces. Because he had accepted their payment, Wang Lin chose to act. Locking onto Huandong with his divine sense, he uttered a single word. Scram. The word turned into thunder and struck directly. Huandong, enraged, retaliated with Huang Clan divine abilities. But Wang Lin shattered them effortlessly with his lightning-infused finger of desolation. Terrified, Huandong tried to flee, but Wang Lin immediately deployed the seven-star sword formation, tearing open space and capturing him instantly. The three ancestors grew even more fearful of Wang Lin. Huandong attempted to threaten them using the Huan clan's power, revealing that the Huan clan members from 4 years ago had been killed by the three ancestors. The Ran clan ancestor requested that Wang Lin hand Huandong over to them. Wang Lin agreed and sealed Huandong's primordial spirit. But just as Wang Lin was about to leave, he heard Huandong mention the Huan clan's young lady. She was actually the adopted daughter brought back by the Huan clan ancestor from the Alliance star domain, and was about to undergo a bloodline transformation. Wang Lin demanded her original name. Huandong refused to speak, so Wang Lin used Soul Search. What he saw made his expression turn dark. The so-called young lady was Liu Mei, the same Liu Mei from Vermilion Bird Planet who once had deep entanglements with him. Without hesitation, Wang Lin destroyed Huandong's physical body and sealed his primordial spirit into the soul flag. He then set out decisively for xianxia planet. On the way, Wang Lin thought, if Liu Mei dared to entangle him again, like before, he would show no mercy. As for the Huan clan ancestor, though he did not wish for a life-and-death battle, he did not fear it either. Right now, his mind was set on the metal flame mineral vein of xianxia planet. This was the key to completing the heaven-defying bead. He would not allow anyone to interfere. After a month of traveling at full speed, he finally discovered xianxia planet with his divine sense. Meanwhile, news of Huandong's death reached the Huan clan, causing a massive uproar. The Huan clan ancestor, who had just returned, was furious but suppressed the clan's proposal to destroy Ran Yun planet. Instead, he decided to advance the bloodline transformation ceremony, handing the matter to Huan Mei personally, allowing her to establish her authority. No one in the clan dared oppose him. He also ordered the deployment of a star-locking grand formation around Ran Yun planet, preventing anyone from escaping. They would wait until the transformation was complete before taking action. On the other side, Wang Lin rode a silver dragon formed from his star compass, heading straight toward xianxia planet. The sky there was completely shrouded in thick fog, with not a trace of sunlight penetrating through. The entire planet was filled with dense death aura. From cracks in the ground, rotting tentacle-like appendages stretched out and swayed. As Wang Lin flew forward, he spread his divine sense to search for the mineral vein. Suddenly, all the tentacles froze, then instantly retracted underground. A deafening roar echoed from the horizon. A red cloud tore through the darkness, rushing toward him. Upon it lay a gigantic, ferocious beast, thousands of jang long. Wang Lin's expression changed drastically. He recognized it instantly. Wang Yue. Without hesitation, he plunged into a crack in the ground. Memories from ancient God 2C flashed through his mind. Wang Yu was not a natural beast. It was a parasite unique to ancient gods, living by feeding on their blood. After an ancient god's death, only a few Wang Yu could survive and escape. The stronger the ancient god, the stronger the Wang Yue. Watching it disappear, Wang Lin felt deep confusion. If Wang Yu appeared here, did that mean an ancient god's corpse was nearby? But if such a thing existed in the All-Heaven star domain, it would have long been taken by powerful cultivators. At the same time, on a cultivation planet in the Alliance star domain, Situ Nan was being chased by two women in colorful robes. They held crimson spheres filled with killing intent, shouting for him to come out. Situ Nan dashed out and fled without looking back. The women shouted that the sect master had ordered his capture. All affiliated planets of Luanfeng planet were hunting him. He cursed as he fled. If they kept pushing him, he would carve what he saw about the sect master into 100,000 jade slips and scatter them across the Cultivator Alliance. The two women combined their spheres, forming a phantom of the sect master. With a single gesture, he compressed heaven and earth. Though Situ Nan barely escaped, he suffered heavy injuries and spat blood. With red eyes, he continued fleeing, determined. He would enter seclusion and not emerge until reaching the Queenie realm. Meanwhile, at the Huan Moon Pool, in the southern region of Thousand Illusions Star, tens of thousands of Huan clan members gathered to conduct Liu Mei's bloodline transformation ceremony. One by one, they stepped forward and cut their arms, letting blood flow into the deep pit. After all had done so, the Huan clan ancestor also slit his wrist, releasing a large amount of blood into the pit. The amount of blood released by the Huan clan ancestor far exceeded that of ordinary clan members, and his face gradually turned pale. He then formed hand seals and chanted an incantation, causing all the blood within the deep pit to completely fuse together. From the blood of tens of thousands, he refined the purest Huan clan bloodline, condensing it into 1,000 blood sigils that imprinted onto Liu Mei's body. All of her original blood was extracted and transformed. This was the core of the bloodline transformation ritual. Next, the ancestor stepped beside Liu Mei, placing his palm on the crown of her head. He poured his Tao intent of the myriad illusions formless Tao, along with vast immortal energy, into her body without reservation. Even at the cost of damaging his own cultivation, he was determined to elevate her realm. Only cultivators who had stepped into the second step of cultivation possessed such heaven-defying power to alter fate. And the Huan clan ancestor was precisely a great cultivator at the early Queenie realm. With his assistance, Liu Mei's cultivation skyrocketed. In less than half an incense stick's time, she rose from early-stage Ascendant all the way to great completion of late-stage Ascendant. The surrounding Huan clan members watched with undisguised jealousy in their eyes. Meanwhile, the ancestor's arm visibly withered, and he aged significantly. Stepping back, he told Liu Mei, from this day onward, she was a true member of the Huan clan. He urged her to strive to enter the yin-yang void realm as soon as possible, and ordered her to go to Ran Yun planet to fight her first battle and establish her reputation. Liu Mei nodded, then stepped into the void and flew alone toward Ran Yun planet. After Wang Yue had completely departed, Wang Lin emerged from the crack and continued descending underground. He had no intention of provoking such a terrifying beast. Finding the metal flame mineral vein was far more important. Spreading his divine sense, he finally discovered the vein deep within the planet. It stretched for tens of thousands of li. Yet instead of approaching immediately, Wang Lin frowned. The vein was completely unhidden. Any Ascendant cultivator could discover it with ease. This was far too abnormal. After hesitating for a long time, he suppressed his doubts and tore through the earth toward the vein. Soon he stood before the massive golden glowing vein. It resembled a giant dragon coiled deep beneath xianxia planet. But his caution prevented him from acting immediately. Instead, he followed the vein slowly. The further he went, the stronger his unease grew. The thickness of the vein was nearly identical throughout. It didn't resemble a natural formation at all. Rather, it looked like a series of long bones. A realization struck him. This might be the remains of a colossal, ferocious beast. At that moment, the entire ground began to tremble violently. Wang Lin sensed fluctuations from all directions. Through his divine sense, he saw countless tentacles extending from the vein, burrowing into the earth and rapidly spreading, finally erupting through cracks on the surface. Seeing this, Wang Lin immediately understood. He had seen something like this before. Combining it with the three forms of Wang Yu, a horrifying thought emerged. The entire xianxia planet was actually a slumbering Wang Yu, and the so-called mineral vein was its skeleton. Cold sweat drenched his back. He felt extremely fortunate he hadn't acted recklessly. Had he tried to extract the vein earlier, he would have awakened Wang Yu instantly and faced certain death. Now he finally understood why no one had taken this vein until now. It wasn't that they didn't want to, they simply didn't dare. Any cultivator who had come here before had likely died. The Huan clan member from before had only survived because he took a tiny exposed portion and left immediately. Looking at the Wang Yu bones, Wang Lin felt deep reluctance. To abandon it was unbearable, but taking the entire skeleton would undoubtedly awaken Wang Yue. Recalling everything from ancient God 2C's memories, he finally found a solution. If he could obtain a large number of ascension fruits, refine their essence, he could plunge Wang Yu into a hallucinated state. Only then could he safely extract the bones. Wang Lin left the underground and flew out of xianxia planet. Even if this trip had been in vain, he was determined. He would obtain the Wang Yu bones. On Ran Yun planet, the Ran clan ancestor Xiao Yao Sanren and Sun Shi stood in the sky with grim expressions. They had long discovered the star-locking grand formation outside the planet. They knew clearly the Huan clan was using them as targets for Liu Mei to establish her authority. Their escape routes were completely sealed. Though they had secretly sent away talented descendants, the foundation of their clans remained on Ranyun planet. A large-scale evacuation would only hasten their destruction. Sun Si hesitantly mentioned Wang Lin, hoping he might return. But the Ran clan ancestor gritted his teeth and said, if Wang Lin didn't return, then when they were captured, they would drag him down with them. After all, he had taken their immortal jades and promised protection. Sun Si sighed. Even if Wang Lin returned, it wouldn't matter. The Huan clan ancestor was a second-step cultivator. No one could resist him. Silence fell. All three were filled with regret over what they had done 4 years ago. Suddenly, their expressions changed drastically. A terrifying pressure descended from the sky. Liu Mei, dressed in white, passed through the Grand Formation and arrived outside Ranyun planet. With a sweep of her divine sense, she locked onto the three. Expressionless, she flew toward them. The Ran clan ancestor spoke in a low voice. They had fought their entire lives. Now that everything was arranged, they might as well fight to the death. Even if they died, no regrets. He ignited his primordial spirit. Xiaoyao, Sanren, and Sun Shi laughed loudly, also igniting theirs. 3 surges of battle intent pierced the heavens. But Liu Mei only spoke softly. Her voice was gentle and enchanting, yet carried a strange power. Xiaoyao Sanren's battle intent instantly collapsed, his eyes filled with obsession. The eerie power of the myriad illusions, heavenly demon Dao activated. He lost all will to fight. Sun Shi struggled briefly but soon wavered. Only the mid-stage Ascendant Ran clan ancestor retained some clarity. Recognizing the technique as thousand illusions, emotionless Dao, he ignited his primordial spirit and attacked with palm thunder. But Liu Mei shattered it with a single finger. With a glance from Liu Mei, Sun Shi and Xiaoyao Sanren completely lost control. They burned both their primordial spirits and bodies, turning on the Ran clan ancestor. Enraged and grief-stricken, he also burned his body, his cultivation, surging to pseudo-late-stage Ascendant. He counterattacked with golden light formed from heaven and earth energy. But the two had already lost themselves. At the brink of destruction, they chose to self-destruct. The explosion plunged Ranyun planet into catastrophe. Spiritual veins shattered, seas surged, mortals suffered. The Ran clan ancestor survived the blast but was left drenched in blood. Unwilling to destroy his home, he gave up self-destruction. Before dying, he told Liu Mei, the one who killed Huan Dong was also Shu Mu. Then he destroyed his own primordial spirit, his soul returning to Ranyun planet. As Liu Mei prepared to eliminate the remnants of the 3 clans, she sensed a hidden core formation clone of Sun Shi. Just as she was about to act, she suddenly felt a familiar aura from the starry sky. At that moment, Wang Lin returned riding his star compass. He noticed an additional restriction outside Ranyun planet. After a brief pause, he pierced through it and rushed toward the planet. Meanwhile, Liu Mei looked up at the sky, her heart filled with doubt at the familiar presence.